I look rough.
Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrine's Google Hangout. I'm with my good friend C Shekora. She's interviewing me today about my documentary. We got to see how this go. I chose her because she a very old friend. She remember when I first got on Facebook. That's how I've known her. So we gonna talk. She's gonna ask questions. I'm gonna answer them. I figure someone that knows me will be more sympathetic to my conversation, and we can have conversation, and I can show what it is. So people will stop hating on the documentary and spend a little money. It ain't number $3. But how you doing today, AC? How you doing? How you doing, sister?
I'm doing all, I'm doing all right, brother. Just trying to, get motivated here. I had a long weekend, but it was a beautiful weekend. So I'm just ready for this interview and just to get things started. Motivating myself for this week. Getting content out of documentaries, personal testimonies. That's very important for this time and season. So thank you again for giving me this opportunity to interview you on your documentary.
Well, I love those that I know. If I don't know you, hey, it's hard for me to have love for you. I can show you love for what the Bible say. Show them love. Don't steal, rob, kill, sleep with their women, and envious, jealousy, and all that. I can have that type of love, but not a intimacy like those I know. But it's your show now.
Okay. So I'm going to give like a time, what you call it, a guidepost or a timestamp. When I first met you, it was in year 2011 on Facebook through what is that program? Israel Now. We was all on that blog talk, and that's how I came across meeting you. At that time, I just left from a religious organization, and I need to fellowship. And I'm glad that I got in contact with Israel Now Blog Talk because you was one of the brothers that I met, and that's from 2011, and we are in 2025. Um, I had seen a lot of work that you have done, not only on Facebook but also on YouTube. You had given the name to YouTube, the YouTube streets. And believe me, you have covered the YouTube streets when it comes to content, controversy, um, social, um, social, and also social and consciousness. Like the wake up call to what's the risk that we have here in this world, and plus also in our personal life and walkthrough journey. And you covered everything, mostly everything. Um, when it comes to Africa Bambaataa situation with the hip hop community culture, um, Sinetta with the conscious community, um, also Hassan Campbell when it comes to victims, um, that's dealing with, you know, um, being silent as a victim and afraid to speak up because you can see that people will take the true story of a victim and twist it for their own gain. I like how you had dove into finding out what happened to that boy when it came to Hassan Campbell and the whole African Bambaataa situation. I'm glad that you really not only just dug into it to investigate it for yourself, but also became a voice for those that remain silent, that's in the conscious and hip hop community that have dealt with abuses from their own peers. They're supposed to, represent that change, unity, consciousness, and plus love, joy, and peace. That the hip hop culture is supposed to stand for, the elements of it. So let's start with who are you? I know that you are brother Carl Davis to me, and plus Israel Doctrine and Speckled Bird. But who are you? Where was you born? Who is your parents? How was the state's environment or the city environment that helped raise you? Along, with your parents and.
Please, sister, I am Carl Albert Davis. I was created in Parkin, Arkansas, on Davis Street, now Eddie Shaw Street. It's named after Albert Davis. Then they changed it to Eddie Shaw, who is a very prominent man in the community. He's dead now. He used to be the Miller School principal, and he used to stay on the other street. So they took the street all the way around and called it Eddie Shaw Boulevard. But I was created there, but my mother was trying to, people don't like how I say it, but it's just the truth. My mother was trying to dump me off. So she went to Chicago to dump me off, and the man said, this child gone too far, so she had to birth me in the hospitals up there. I was born in Chicago, Illinois, on the near north side. Prentice Hospital, Northwestern Hospital. So that answered that question. Who am I, where I'm from, and where I was born.
So you mentioned that about the school principal being one of the influence in your life. Who else have been influenced you in your walk, your movement, and mission that you.
I ain't had too many influences. I had Malcolm X, I had Brad Jordan, I had Tupac. It's the limitation of my influences.
Okay.
Saying this means that will stand up and fight for something. So those are my influences. If I could see you stand up and fight for something, then I ride with you.
Right. Well, Malcolm and Tupac is two of my favorites as well. They left a lot of work for us to continue to, standing up for what's right, facing what's wrong, not only doing it for, ourselves, to bring forth that we can do this, but also the children that comes behind us as well.
Well,
need that example.
Situation. That's why more than anything, just in basic life, I looked up to them guys, but both of them had to deal with sexual abuse and things. So that Malcolm dealt with Elijah Muhammad sleeping with them girls. Pac dealt with Brother got a baby and things of that nature. So those are my influences.
So what about the religious area?
I have none. I studied them all, and I believe I surpassed them all when I studied them.
So who do you believe in? Because there's many gods.
I believe in Jesus Christ and his Father. I believe in Jesus Christ and his Father. I'm an Israelite Christian.
Okay. Not a black Hebrew Israelite.
I'm an Israelite Christian. You getting into you about to offend me, calling me a black Hebrew Israelite or thinking I'm a black. See, you ain't been around that long where you see that I hate that black Hebrew Israelite stuff. That stuff is flesh and blood. I'm not a flesh and blood man in my mind, so I don't deal with that.
Right.
but I was about to get in the flesh.
I, I I had to ask that because the terminology always change when it comes to people's religion and their belief system.
It changed with me.
But
You know me since 2011. Have you
yeah,
ever heard me say I was a Hebrew Israelite?
no, no,
You never heard
mm-mm,
me say it. But
nope,
have you heard me say that I'm an Israelite? I'm a Christian. Have you seen me put them together? Have you seen me argue for all this and stuff? Yes,
yeah,
that's what I believe. I believed it ever since day one. And like I said, many elders I used to look up to back in the days because I had to learn. And like I said,
right,
studied them. And I studied them all. And studying them all, I outgrew them.
hmm,
So I stopped looking up to them. Now they're equals. I'm an elder, they're elder.
right. But being both of you being elders, they won't come to reason with one another because I see a lot of conflict when it comes to explaining the Bible versus
It's
all
it's
other versions of the Bible.
it's a manly thing. It's a manly thing. No man wants to think that what he knew, understand, and comprehend, one didn't outgrown him, learned more, better than him. Because my ex elder be like, "Yo, you want to teach me, and I taught you." Well, if my students want to teach me, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna say, "Hey, what have you learned
Right.
since you first been here and this and that?" It's similar to karate movies. So
Iron sharpen iron.
I grew up watching kung fu flicks. You know,
Mm,
these elders grew up watching westerns and stuff.
hmm.
I guess they got a different outlook. I don't know. Life is good for me though, but I'm looking for the questions.
So, what made you want to start now to do your documentary?
Well, I've been threatening for years that I'm gonna do it, but for years I've been saying it and people haven't seen anything. So me, I'm a excuse my French. I'm a butthole. I'll use butthole. I'm a butthole and I have to prove that I'm gonna do it. So I did it to prove something that I would do it, that I will do it. And 8 years of stalking by Khalil Lamani, he's one of the main reasons I made the documentary to prove that I will make the documentary.
Is he still stalking?
Still stalking.
Is he still making his little commentaries and
Every day on this wall, he got to talk about me and the queen. I didn't got him addicted to it. See, he wanted we beefing. Man, you're not even on my level of beef with me, far as I'm concerned. So,
mm-hmm.
because he wanted a beef and he had to do it, he didn't get himself in a world of all I can do is stalk Israel Doctrine. Israel Doctrine is similar to when Sarnetta called me at 12 something in the night and asked me to, you know, suck his dog wing wing.
Who?
I done got in there
Who?
so bad that
Wait a minute. Hold up.
Sarnetta,
Who? Not Elder Sarnetta of
Sarnetta,
the conscious community.
yes, Sarnetta.
Not the Elder Sarnetta.
I get in these people's minds so much. They got a wife and everything. Instead of handling business with their wife, they think of me. Probably over there masturbating with they self, thinking of me while they with their wives. I don't know what these people doing, what's going on.
Well, he came from the bestiality insult right there when he's gonna call you some 12. That's a 12 o'clock in the morning to say something like that to another man, to another. Whew. Mm-mm-mm.
Type of stuff that I do to people. I do them so bad that all they can do is think of me while they sleeping with their wives and doing stuff. It would be nice if they sent me some money for trying to worship me.
Uh, so, yeah. Have you? Well, I want to ask about how do you feel about Hassan Campbell now after 8 years?
Really don't think about
Do
it.
you still?
I don't feel good or bad. I don't think about
Okay. Okay. Have he yet to answer that question? What happened to that boy?
it. Nah, he don't think about it because he's a adversary to the hip hop community now. That's his job. That's the job they gave him when they created him. That's what Tour Star Terrain created when he gave him that postal, that plaque or whatever. He told him, you're going to be a disturbance to the hip hop industry from here on out. You're going to talk about all the major hip hop heads that we don't want to get sued talking about it and everything. And you're going to make your money. That's what he became, a stalker of the hip hop community.
Wow. He's like another version of Jaguar, right?
Nah, he's not another version of it. He's not been in the rooms or heard the conversation Jaguar White didn't heard.
Right.
He's been a part of the Zulu Nation, and the Zulu Nation been humping on little boys for years, but that's all he knows.
It seems like he's talking about the celebrities now that's facing RICO charges, and
So once again, he suck on. They sick them. Go get the celebrities. What else he gonna talk about? That's what they gave him. That's I just stated it. That's who he is.
Well, he got upset when the Diddy situation started, and Cassie.
That's his job, though, sister.
But he had a fit. He had a tantrum.
That's his job. That's his job. He made sure Diddy can do what he do. But what Star Terrain gave him a plaque and say, nigga, you against the hip hop celebrities. Anything happen? See, it was me and him going back and forth first.
Right.
I was dirtying him up and I was effing him up. He had to transition from me to hip hop. He went straight into Donald Trump,
Kwame Brown,
what's his name? Farrakhan, these people and everything.
Yeah.
He only did that because I mentioned Kwame Brown came through stealing my paradigm from over here.
I remember that. I remember that.
Much running the conscious community at the time.
Right, you was, yeah.
Little would he tell you he was watching me and he was stealing my stuff because it's been prophesied over here that the main YouTubers watch me.
Yeah.
Watch me, but the heads of YouTube, the ones that run the community and stuff, they watch me.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm not over there now arguing who can get salvation. I've been told them 10 years ago who can get salvation. But one Hebrew Israelite would argue and debate me about it. They was afraid because if they would have did it 10 years ago, they wouldn't be here today. Gorilla Hebrew did it, and he ain't here today. He out there humping on white mans or having dreams about sleeping with white mans and stuff. See?
Yeah, that was his scandal came out last month. I was kind of shocked about that.
Get out for a while.
Not Gorilla Hebrew.
I just don't
His
see.
mask came out. Came off.
Hey, it is what it is. Then no Hebrew Israelite would do it. Because Ron Cameron took it over him and Vocab Malone. They played with them instead of talking to me. Because they knew if we let Carl say salvation for other people and get that conversation out here, he will win even more souls in the community.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole thing. I've been in this community, running the community, and the community know who I am, and then they start acting as if they didn't know me, and then saying, "Oh, you weak and you sorry, you just a punching bag," and I'm like, okay, you sound a punching bag, but who's punched at me? I ain't seen nobody run up and try to punch me or bring up a topic or a conversation that I done ran from. But
you was even Tommy Sotomayor, that situation. I mean, all through what's known now in the quote unquote YouTube streets, you created the streets, to be honest with you, the YouTube streets. You already know all these content creators out there.
I'm the man, but hey, you can't say you the man and everybody in the community is afraid of you and won't let you on their panels, won't talk to you, won't do all that. They did all that to try to destroy my name because they like, he got a story that we can't beat. He got a conversation that we can't beat. This man from Chicago, they call it the uncrowned king. There's a lot of people that will say they the king, but they ain't got the crown. I'm an uncrowned king. And everybody being sent off. Chicago, like, sent off.
Wow. So where do we go from here? It's May the 5th, 2025.
When we go to the documentary, and after the documentary, we could talk about future plans. Because
okay.
My whole thing was create a new community order. That's what just happened right before her son Camel made it to the community.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll show y'all a little bit of the documentary.
Okay.
Answered most of my questions. And obviously, the fact that you're original and you're basically one of the most solid people that I've come across on on our journey. And I'm just happy to be a part of your journey, and just whatever else you need from me, you already know to reach out.
All right, well, I think a lot of this is gonna be good, and I'm gonna put it in there, and I'm gonna use it picture wise and show some of my old pictures of things I used to do back in the days. Pictures when I used to smile, because I don't smile no more. Because they ain't shit funny to me no more. Shit done got bigger. So as you can see, that's Royale, Reef Royale from Harlem. He's talking about the beginning of my life, like you talking about it, and leading up to her son Camel. And then there's another one. Let me find that. That's Dollar Skills, which are two New York rappers.
Mm-hmm.
So Dollar Skills, Royale, Nerd, and the Queen, they interviewed.
Well, Royale is from Harlem, New York, right?
Correct.
Okay, that reminds me of the Harlem Renaissance too. Because I want to check out what his interview with you. And you said Doctor. Who else is from New York?
Dollar Skills.
Dollar Skills. What do he do? What is his platform?
He don't have a platform. He's not a YouTube creator.
Okay.
He's a friend.
Okay.
See, I only deal with friends. I make money with friends. I don't make money with people that I don't know. Because since I've been out here on YouTube and dealing with these people, a lot of them have stabbed me in the back.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing because they're very vicious out there. They are very vicious out there.
They talk
And
about
I be out there, but they are very vicious after all this time.
yeah, they talk about things and stuff that they shouldn't talk about and stuff. And we was in the Google chats
Mm-hmm.
and all of this stuff. It's like, hey man, you don't tell about what went on in the Google chats. But there was a lot of FBI people back there because they like, we recording, we gonna tell so and so, we gonna show so and so.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Y'all back here recording Google chats and doing all this stuff.
It's called under new surveillance. Just like it's a blueprint about that. Think to what's his name? Hoover. John Hager Hoover, whatever his name is. But it's a blueprint of surveillance because we're in an era now of social media.
Yeah, so here go my second interview, but I'm gonna dice this one up and put.
Oh, look at Hassan Campbell.
Listening to Biggie warning, gunshot went off, people reacted, attitude towards it.
Look at Hassan Campbell back in the day.
Gonna line up my next question because you said you started with Abundance Child, and this just establishes before you met Hassan. Obviously, I asked. He came out as a so-called victim of molestation with Africa Bambaataa. But if I'm not mistaken, I remember you also had interviewed another brother before this, Tariq Noel, and you helped to reestablish him with Sonetta TV, if I'm not mistaken.
So they're going into Tariq Noel and different things that I was doing at the time because Tariq Noel is the victim of Malachi Z. York. And he said Malachi Z. York had penetrated him, went in his anal.
So I was shocked about Dr. York too because I used to study underneath him. Well, study his books.
That's where all this stuff come from. He is the head of the snake.
I was really shocked about Dr. York.
It's not died because the head of the snake is locked away and it's still alive. Until he died and all the little snakes that he didn't, because the Hebrew Israelites, they were some of them too. Because York used to be a Hebrew Israelite. The Comedics.
Yeah. Sonetta too.
All these people come out of them.
Polite.
Khalil Amani even was his student at one time.
Get out of here.
Yes.
Whoa.
But see, this is my generation, but this is my generation before me because all of them are older than me by 5 or 10 years.
Right.
I'm the youth of my generation. I'm the gateway between my generation and the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
He's older than me. I got a nephew a year younger than me. Really, we look like 10 or 9 months apart. But that's how my life feels. I used to tell the children around here in Park, and I said, I'm in your mom and them generation. I was born in your generation, though. But I talk to your mom and daddy like they my sisters and brothers. And I talk to them all like we never got along. All I ever did was fight them when I was in school growing up with them because we're not of the same generation. That's my life story about my generational time zone, really.
But you can gather of what went on in both generations, though, in order to foresee what's coming in the future.
Yes. When they used to be around here talking about Kemet and all this stuff in Egypt and building pyramid, I said, man, y'all need to look back at the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s and stuff where all the shit went down, because that's where it went down. What y'all facing now started in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember Ronald Reagan and all this stuff and everything when I was in elementary school. I was in Washington when he became the mayor of Chicago because I was in the elementary schools up there, and certain people would come to our elementary schools and stuff. So I remember all that stuff. I remember Russia and this stuff that's going on now. I remember when the Cold War started and all that stuff. I was young and dumb, didn't know nothing about
why it was happening, but it was happening, and until you like later register, like that's why it happened. You know. Yep. You're like a walking library.
Well, I was born at a very important time in human history.
Mm-hmm.
So, wherever you want to go, I'm still. I'll play some.
Looking at Hassan Campbell. Now he's trying to challenge Charleston White.
Sister, the guy's working for people. I don't want to hear shit about what this guy doing. I can watch him and see what he's doing, but I don't watch and see what. If you ask me what you think, I don't think shit about this nigga now, because I know he's a plant in the community, and everybody love him, and they get led by the Pied Piper. This motherfucker is the R&B star R. Kelly of fucking YouTube. He's the Pied Piper, and he's leading these motherfuckers today.
Which led into some things that I'm gonna question you about down the line. But can you tell me a little bit about Tariq Noel? Do you remember what was going on around that time?
Well, Tariq Noel, I ran into him because Sarnetta didn't want to interview him. He was a brother that wanted to get his story out. And somehow or another, we bumped into each other. I either tried to contact him or I had a stroke, so I can't remember exactly, but we contacted each other. We started talking. I did an interview with him. After I did an interview with him, Tazariak and Sarnetta had did an interview with him because he searched them down on 125th Street. And so they did an interview, but Sarnetta wanted to deny whatever he told Sarnetta. So I don't want to get into that too much because that's the second part of the documentary.
Okay.
And it's 4 parts: 2 males, 2 females. The other one is Nerd, and then, like I said, the Queen. And I mean, there's a lot to get out. And I'm
of course.
People to get that first one, $3.99. And once you hear it and you get involved in it, then the next month or the next whatever, I'm gonna bring out part 2. Blah, blah, blah. But see, the marketing strategy is to get it out there and get people to watching it. But like I said, a lot of these guys that, like, I was just on the Beat 139, and they act like they totally ignorant of shit. Though they interviewed Khalil Amani and Ronald Savage, when I was talking, they act like who? Cause see, this is a hip hop thing.
Ronald Savage is I don't mean to cut you off, but Ronald Savage is the real victim here before Hassan Campbell came into the picture. He was the original one that came out
in the proper order. Ron Savage is the first to come out and speak.
Right.
They forced the son Campbell out.
Correct.
I put it in the proper order, but it's not been in the proper order since the first time I put it in the proper order, because Troy Star Terrain was out here saying he brought this subject to the community. He then Khalil Amani is the one that brought this subject to the community.
But Ronald Savage is the original first victim
to come out.
Yeah.
To come out. Ronald Savage is the first. He wrote a book and he came out.
Yeah. Haven't heard too much from him lately either.
Well, he done went crazy over there on this channel, marketing and promote BS because he want to, you know, be the man.
Mm-mm.
But I want to show you something, because this right here is what type of stuff that people don't know about. See,
Okay.
me and Star, we was communicating in the back. Me and Star, we was communicating in the back. So you see this?
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I emailed him. It said, Hassan Camel stated in his interview with Satnetta in Bronx River, me, Mickey Benson, and Ahmed was on the phone with Star, trying to get Star to take my video down. Now, to my understanding, he was conspiring with those at the time against you and Ronald Savage efforts. And also other victims of Africa Bambaataa at that point. So I don't know if you know about Hassan Camel being on the phone with Mickey Benson and Ahmed when they was asking you to take that video down. Also, how he wanted to get, how he wanted to go upside Ron Savage head because he didn't want to have his Facebook video brought back to light. I believe you made a journalistic error when you dealt with and also gave Hassan Camel an award for his wicked efforts because he was working against Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation Council, or he was working with Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation Council to cover up Bambaataa pederasts, men who love sex and boys behavior, until Pepsi and other leaders, until Pepsi's and other labeled him a rat and put allegations against him, a rat. Then he said, for what I gather about your actions in your live, in my live chat, you have a personal issue with Hassan Camel. What did I say personal about that? I said Hassan Camel is taking up for Africa Bambaataa and stuff. I didn't mention him saying he murdered the boy at that point. But see, this is what all them do when you come and tell them Hassan ain't right. They said, well, we done vetted Hassan and he's right and everything. Nah, nigga, y'all done fucked up.
But he also changes his thoughts against Hassan Campbell too, because they went at it.
Yeah, but listen, also the fact and common knowledge that regarding the allegations, alleged victims of Zulu Nation leaders was already hashed out during my multiple interviews. He said he hashed it out and it's still going on today. Ain't no fucking hashing out. You's a bitch ass nigga running from shit. And adding, not only were no errors made with regards to my research in whatever, but what more important is people come together to help and everything, right? So me and Star was talking.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another one. Once we was talking, Khalil Money started chiming in.
Mm.
And when Khalil Money started chiming in, that's when the world went crazy.
He had got his foot into the conversation.
Well,
And once he got it,
I went and found him. And once he came out, he said, I'm the first person to write.
Yeah, I remember that.
13. The motherfucker said, ooh, wait.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then him and Star started to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to play you a little of the audio of they fight because I'm going to go to the email, but I don't want to show his email address. But
okay,
I do have the email.
The time is 4:42 Eastern time.
I ain't got nothing but time. So what time you gotta have? What you need?
No, understand. The time is 4:42 p.m. Eastern time. May the 4th, 2025. That's my time stamp.
Now, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show this because I'm not gonna show Khalil the money email. This is what happened when I went on the beat. Don't show the emails and this and that. Nigga, I'm a content creator. I know what to do, but I'm gonna let the computer read this. Right? Now, let's listen.
Star, Big Mad or Little Mad it correct Bambayeta narrative by Khalil Amani YouTuber Troy Torin aka Star likes to say, I'm a man of a certain age. Well, so am I. He's 53 and I'm 57. Star was my snotty-nosed little brother who's grown up and now wants to challenge his big brother's supremacy. Two old dudes beefing, I guess you could say this is law. In a recent rant regarding Afrika Bambaataa, he went apeshit crazy on his YouTube channel, where he got at me, Israel Doctrine, without calling his name and whomever else he doesn't like speaking on the Afrika Bambaataa shit UATION with a critical eye. In his warped mind, we are confusing the story, coded language for fucking up his and Hassan Poppy Campbell's narrative. Star. Are you big mad or little mad?
See, now Khalil the money have choice words.
It's Khalil Amani. He's the 57-year-old.
Well, back in this time, he's 60 something now. Yes, he's old. It's man running around on the beef with a young bull. So here go facts again. That he was the first one to do it, but he can't come out here in public and say that because Star later will get in his ass. They call DJ K Slate and everybody on this nigga.
On December 26th, 2017, Troy Torain aka Star emailed Sonatter of YouTube Conscious Community fame an email addressing his displeasure at the Afrika Bambaataa internet banter. For some unknown reason, he felt the need to CC, carbon copy, Israel Doctrine, Ronald Savage and myself, but curiously, not Hassan Campbell. Bringing up my name, Star writes, for the record, Khalil Amani reached out to me after All Hip Hop posted a story on April 17, 2013 about comments I made relating to Bambaataa getting stabbed. Note. When Amani and I did speak, I told him I was not aware of his rumored writings, but I wished him well. I actually recorded that conversation with Amani, file saved, because at the time I suspected him to be a Zulu Nation member trying to make peace. I was actually informed of Bambaataa getting stabbed 3 days prior to that article from a famous NY rapper while having dinner at Sylvia's restaurant. Star claims that I reached out to him after the allhiphop.com article. This is not true. He reached out to me because A, he saw my name in the same allhiphop.com article, and B, I had sent him my blog on Afrika Bambaataa on April 13th, well before any famous rapper told him what was going on. Fact. Khalil Amani was writing for allhiphop.com in April of 2013 when the Bambaataa scandal broke. Here's a 2013 article on Rick Ross, published by allhiphop.com. https://allhiphop.com/blog-posts/pop-a-im-raping-woo/fact. Khalil Amani is the person who first gave allhiphop.com the scoop on Afrika Bambaataa, so if Star wants to credit allhiphop.com with informing him of Afrika Bambaataa, then, by default, he is still crediting Khalil Amani with the story via allhiphop.com. What Star should have correctly stated was that he interviewed me for the Afrika Bambaataa date rape story after the allhiphop.com story. And yes, Star has the audio of our interview, but curiously, he never aired it. One could speculate and surmise and believe that Star didn't air my interview on his YouTube channel on purpose and then took credit for being the first to out Afrika Bambaataa, that he wanted exclusive bragging rights for the destruction of Afrika Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation for his own selfish reasons.
So he go on to tell us more, but he said Star tried to steal the story, basically. And didn't put his name and his audio out there, though he had his name and his audio and the information that the first guy to do it was Khalil Money. And I put out there Khalil Money and DJ K Slay because DJ K Slay told him to write the thing. But 7 years before that, K Slay told him that Bambaataa liked sleeping with little boys. So he knew 7 years prior to the April the 13th rape that Bambaataa was sleeping with little boys. But he never said anything because he wanted to be a part of the club.
But it was already rumored that before that date that Bambaataa had, well, a lot of them have those preferences.
I'm telling you that DJ K Slay told Khalil Money 7 years prior that Bambaataa liked sleeping with boys because he said that DJ K Slay said we used to go get them boys for Bambaataa to sleep with.
Wow.
DJ K Slay was a child trafficker.
Wow.
But that's why they don't want to talk to me because they like that nigga there got too much information and we all gonna go to jail.
Be next to a doggone jail cell with Diddy.
That's why I got to tell my story because if I hadn't put this documentary out there, they probably would have killed me before I could get my story out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because people say K Slay is not a snitch, but he ran with Khalil Money for damn near 20 years.
That's a long time, 2 decades.
How much stuff did he tell Khalil Money? How much stuff did Khalil Money know? Because Gene Deal, like, I know a lot about people, but I don't talk about it. He was around K Slay, who had all the knowledge of this stuff.
Gene Deal was with him too?
Yeah, he used to be his driver.
Are you serious? I thought he was only Diddy's bodyguard. I didn't know that he was his driver.
No, he was K Slay man too. When K Slay died, he had his jewelry, he had his stuff.
Oh my goodness.
So there's a lot of stuff that's going on. See, like I said, Gene Deal with K Slay won this and that. I said, well, he ran. See, Gene Deal won't say shit to me because I know he ran with Khalil Money for 2 decades or so, which is the FBI informant. That's why Wack 100 being called a nigga that worked with the feds because he run around with Khalil Money World 100. But see, this the same shit Tupac was fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
See, Tupac found out this same shit that I have found out. That government is in the music industry, and he said they used to extort people up in New York and this and that. You remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
All this stuff. Well, Pop, Big U, all this shit that's going on. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he knew.
Right.
He knew.
Same shit. So that's why you see that Machiavelli picture right there. Sister asked today, who that white man you got? I said, no, that's Machiavelli.
That's right.
Because people that don't know or don't tend to understand, I'll show you what it say.
Wow.
It's been plotting since 96. I've been a part of this fight because I'm a Tupac fan. I've been listening to the conversation and everything.
Yeah. Hail Mary. I'm a Tupac fan too. That's my little brother.
See, so I've already been in the fight. I've already got my mind right back in the 90s before the 2000s even hit.
Love, joy, and peace to Afina's mother, Afeni Shekora. that passed away. It's the anniversary of hers of 9 years. So I have to. Whew.
So for y'all that don't know, she might not ask. This is the stuff that got me involved in it. Once I heard this, now once you hear this, tell me how you think. If you care, tell me how you think.
After being got out of the hospital to figure out what really happened, and he gave me the picture of a light-skinned Puerto Rican little boy that looked just like me as a kid. And he gave me that picture because I was going to be the one who killed that boy for Africa Bambaataa.
That's Hassan Campbell saying Bam gave him a picture of a light-skinned Puerto Rican little boy. Fat Joe, Cuban Links, all you fucking Puerto Ricans up there in New York City. I thought y'all like to tear shit up. I thought y'all had the jails on lock and punk and pocket shit up there, but you would let Hassan Campbell run around that murdered your little homie up there in New York City, or was gonna murder your little homie, because I don't know if he murdered him or not, but it's been 12 years. Ain't nobody heard from the little Puerto Rican.
Well, Hassan Campbell made that confession too.
Yes.
Bambaataa's not going to just give him a picture. You just confessed that he was.
I believe he murdered the boy. Everybody else want to say, well, he ain't no boy no more. He grown. You don't get grown if you dead on the side of the road, dumbass niggas.
Exactly. He committed an act.
He got murdered when he was a youngster. So he ain't grown. The motherfucker never got to live to be grown. He got raped when he was young, and he got murdered when he was young. You believe?
And the boy looked. And the boy looked.
Go ahead.
Sorry, the boy looked just like Hassan Campbell.
So see, this is what it's all about, and nobody want to interview me on the big channels because more people hear about it. They want to limit it to this station or whatever, because over there on the beat 139, it's live to get more people to hear, and this and that. See, over here, I'm shadow banned and everything.
Blacklisted, blackballed, whatever. Slandered, a threat to information censored. We could go on to all these lists. You know, just because you got a small platform, you can't give up saying the message that need to be heard. Those big channels are coming down anyway. They're coming down anyway. Those big channels are coming down anyway because they ran out of content.
I'm never giving up. But see, once again, the regular people not watching me. It's the
just because they're low vibrational.
It's the YouTube owners. The YouTube owners out there, like, hey man, y'all better quit fucking with that boy. That boy with a telling on y'all. Wrong one. He got all the information. He telling it. I might just get y'all ass locked up too. Shit.
As they say, not a lie told. So what's the problem?
Cause see, I don't even get to talk about the Nation of Islam, but the FOI was right there in the room with Bambaataa before he gave us some of that picture to murder that boy.
Wow. And that's different from the Nation of Islam. That's the fruit of Islam.
That's the Nation of Islam.
FOI. Yeah, it's still the same thing, but you know how they break that the umbrella up and the umbrella up.
The Nation of Islam, the fruit of Islam go out and do the work for the Nation of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning Farrakhan heard about this shit, but hey.
Yeah. But who created the Nation of Islam?
Some white man, Farad Muhammad. You don't know about Farad Muhammad, the white man?
Only thing I know is Malcolm X, Malcolm Shabazz, Malcolm Little.
You know about Elisha? Elisha was a study. Was a white man.
Yeah, I know about Elijah Muhammad.
See, that's why I asked Khalil Shabazz. See, Sanetta always put on his channel, but the shit ain't good for the community. It's just to make money. See, Tazal,
Right.
he been calling and saying that nobody can be saved but Israel. I believe that same intimate, but everybody got to become Israel. That's how
exactly
it's saved. Israel right here, you have to sojourn with Israel. If you're not willing to sojourn with Israel, when God come to get Israel, he ain't gonna save y'all, because he gonna save Israel and those that sojourn with him.
Exactly.
But see, once again, it's a story in the community that they don't want Carl to deal with, because when I speak on it, I speak it on in the most righteous way, and you will see it in the most righteous way. They scared of the government. That's why Sanetta and Khalil the best of friends. Everybody run with Khalil the money because he with the government. And they still trying to avoid their taxes where they got that $1 million from that Kimmon on trial shit.
Well, they're trying to hold on to their little pension.
Yep. They got $1 million with that Kimmon on trial. They trying to make sure that the government don't never come get their ass.
They started talking about that sovereignty and that Moorish law, and I said, you know what happened to Wesley Snipes, right? You know what happened to him? He is so humble now. He is so humble and at peace now. He learned a lesson about that Moorish law.
Hey, that black woman got murdered trying to do that Moorish stuff.
5:00 p.m. Eastern Time on a Sunday.
Well, I'm here with your questions. You ask the questions, I'll deal with them.
Well, I don't have too many questions now. It's like, I won't say this was at the spur of the moment, but it takes me a while to just get motivated. And I'm trying to work on breaking the procrastination that grew on me. So, but I was so glad. I was so glad that you asked me to come out my comfort zone to do this interview.
Well, I know people been trying to stop you on the internet. You over there in that Mo3 and all them places.
I was so addicted to the Mo3 sector that when they took my wrench, I was really upset. But I was blackballed. I was blackballed.
Well,
but now
entered into what's that, the beef sector or something, and they were scared like they didn't know who I was. They was running.
Yeah.
Shit like a motherfucker. Which one? What you say, motherfucker? I was
But when they get dark, I have to get out of there. When they get really dark, I have to get out of there. Talk about the children, the deceased. You know, that's not my cup of tea. Especially when I'm a representative and an advocate for the children and the deceased. It's like, come on now, defeat my purpose. But
well, I'm like a belly train, simple and plain. Simple and plain.
Yeah, but I'm going to represent Melvin Jr. I'm a fan of his, and I'm going to always represent him and do what I can for, to keep his memory alive, his legacy alive, with the Second Chance through the Mo3 Foundation that's founded and run by his mother. He's gonna always have my support, and his mother gonna always have my support. So if I had to get into the mud by going through the Mo3 sector, then so be it. Because I could have my own content and write about him.
Well, quick question. What
Huh?
happened? What happened? What was going on in the community right before this son and camera and stuff? Because I remember it was a woman up in Chicago got killed at a hotel and stuff. You remember that?
No. Mm-mm.
And then they killed the YouTuber that started reporting on it and stuff.
No.
You don't remember that?
No. But everything happened with Hassan Campbell. Can you give it roughly like a 2020? You get 2020?
No, it happened in 2016.
Because something happened also similar to that in 2020.
2016. Her name was somebody put it in the chat. Don't be afraid to type in the chat. Don't type in my chat. Yeah, shit, I'm not gonna let people know I was over there watching that. My channel is like a Tupac, Machiavelli tape. Everybody bump it, they can sing it and stuff when they hear it, but you would never hear the compliment.
Yeah.
I'm bumping Tupac up in this motherfucker. But her name was what was it? Keisha, something like that.
And it happened in New York?
Chicago.
Wait a minute.
I can't think of her name.
I have to find that name. 2016.
Keisha, what's the name of that damn girl?
Kanika
Jenkins. There you go. It hit you.
Yeah, Kanika Jenkins. That's supposed to have started the beef sector.
Okay, Kanika Jenkins. Yes.
Yeah, the fans are supposed to be starting the beef sector. It's from Kanika Jenkins case. And then Tommy Sotomayor is supposed to be the black sector.
Yeah, see, but once them people see me in these sectors, they said, man, I'm not fucking with this. Because the YouTube watch.
I remember when you was trying to get in. You was trying to get in the Mo 3 sector, and you hit the panel, and the panel holder didn't want to let you through. He didn't want to let you through.
Motherfucker said, "Oh shit, they go Israel."
Yeah, it was. You hit the panel in the lab live. I was in the chat. Oh my goodness, that's Brother Carl. That's Brother Carl. Didn't want to let you through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you would have been good though in the Mo 3 sector. You would have been good in the Mo 3 sector.
Knocking niggas ass out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody already know when that nigga come, everybody gonna be bitch ass niggas. You gonna have to fight against that.
Yeah.
That used to be in the Google Hangouts. They gonna say, hey man, what y'all, man, y'all some bitch ass niggas. Say something else. Let's get it in. The motherfuckers run like hoes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a servant of God, but I will get in the flesh with y'all. I was telling a couple of my friends. I said, oh, I talk Bible and stuff, but soon you get into that carnal shit, I'm gonna sit this Bible down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. What you want to do?
I remember when you and Kwame Brown was going at it, and I tried to intervene, and you had to check me about that. I was a Kwame Brown fan, but I didn't know that he was battling too with people that's from the not the that enter into the Mo 3 sector.
Well, see, what happened is there used to be a time in life where the YouTube didn't have nothing to do with the entertainment industry. But YouTube is the entertainment industry now.
Right.
Know that. So what it did, it created the average man can now become a movie star.
Yeah.
And you can sway society and everything, because as Malcolm X told you, the news is the most powerful, it's just a powerful ass tool.
It is.
It runs. because you can put your narrative out there, you can put your spin on things, and if people to you, then you run the world.
I realized I was like, and then I got into the sector. It was like, you know, you're not a content creator. I'm not a content creator on YouTube because I don't have a channel, you know, going live. But when I looked at my Facebook page, I said, I've been a content creator from my Facebook page.
Well, they don't know that you on Facebook doing stuff. That's why you create the YouTube and tell people about your Facebook, because you have IG content creators, you have TikTok content creators, you have the chat thing content creators. You got content creators everywhere. It's
Right.
People not used to you if you're not on their platform creating the content.
I can't wait till I strike up a live, my first live. Hopefully it will be in June, but sometime at the end of this month.
People try to figure out who I am and what I'm doing, but I've been a content creator. I've been doing the things that I do. This is me. I've been doing it on Facebook. I've been doing it on Blog Talk. I've been doing it this, there, and everything. And obviously, I got like 5,000 people follow me right now. So a content creator just is not a YouTube content creator. People need to be educated about content places you can distribute your content, because you got Twitch, you got all these places.
Yeah.
But I am the best at what I do. Y'all see all these Hebrew Israelites out here? I was out here.
Copying you. Yep, they got me copying you, cut and paste.
I was out here before them.
Huh?
I was out here before all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said that is Matthew stole my terminology. Well, he made the term cursing preacher. I was literally the first cursing preacher out here in these streets. Cussing
exactly.
In a second.
Exactly.
Man, those strangers can get salvation. No, they can't. You some motherfucking lie, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Hey, I've always been here and I've always been me. I haven't changed since day one. Truly, I haven't. Everybody else, they didn't change. But when you have the truth, you don't have to change your position at all. You just have to verify your position. And that's all my life is about, verifying.
With the NWA, I started this. Is this the motherfucking thanks I get?
Yep.
Yeah.
But you ready to get off?
Yeah, because I had to start dinner. I want some Salisbury steak or meatloaf, collard greens, smoked turkey, potato salad, mashed potatoes, and macaroni and cheese.
You know what's in Salisbury steak, don't
you? Hamburger. Like the meatloaf.
The Salisbury steak.
Huh?
I had to stop eating Salisbury steak.
You did? Why?
It's got pork in it.
Oh, mine is 100% beef. I don't mix no pork in my Salisbury steak.
All right, well, you took care of it. Honestly, if you didn't know, I was gay.
Huh?
That's why a lot of people don't like being friends with me. They said that nigga tell me about some shit I didn't know about. Yeah, do right. Cause I got friends, they do that. Man, them Doritos, woo. I said, man, don't tell me nothing about that shit, man. I want to keep eating it.
Yeah.
Woo.
My weakness when it comes to pork is the Canadian bacon and pig ears and pigtails. That is my weakness. And hog-headed cheese. That is my weakness. I just stay away from it.
I ain't had no weakness since '96. I eat something and it's too spicy. I'll be like, hey, what the fuck was this? It don't taste like regular foods. It tastes very spicy.
Yeah.
But hey, that's the show. Anybody interested in a documentary? Once again, I'll put the link out there so y'all can see it.
Well, I would love to do another. It doesn't have to be a part of the documentary, but I would love to do another live with you. Like touch base with you like every week or every 2 weeks, or when you have time.
Well, you can have whatever you want.
Okay.
See, my thing is, I'm never big shot like I'm somebody. If you want it, you can get it. All you gotta do is ask for it. See, I'm willing to share my itty bitty nobody status with those that need it or want it. You know what I'm saying? Big time people don't do that to your average person.
One more question before I leave you. How did you enjoy your birthday, April the 18th?
Well, it was just another day to me. Said hello to my loved ones and kept it moving. Just another day. Turned 48.
48 years old.
Yeah.
My grandson, who shares the same birthday as you, he turned 20. He turned 21. I said, "What?" I said, "You was 18, like." He said, "Neana, I'm 21." I said, "Oh my goodness."
Well, I'm gonna do another promo for the documentary.
Okay.
The documentary is called the documentary What Happened to That Boy. It's all about them, so you can find it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna still look for it right quick and try to get it up here. I'm gonna put it in the side chat for anybody that want to pay the $3, because that's mostly what it's all about. The conversations and stuff is. It's a yearly thing until we find out what happened to the boy. And Khalil the Money put the boy name out there. You know what the boy name is?
Nope.
Giovanni.
Are you serious?
That's his name, Giovanni. Oh, she left. So the link to the documentary is on the side. $3.
Sorry about that.
It's all cool.
I still have to get used to this. I'm knocking myself off Streamline. I still have to get used to this. Giovanni.
Yeah, that's what Khalil the Money said the boy name is. So in New York City, if you know anybody named Giovanni that ain't been around since 2017, tell the police.
Giovanni.
Find justice for Giovanni. And then right, get a chance, go right on your wall and then go over there telling about Giovanni and stuff. I see what you're writing and stuff, but I'm not coming to what you write because you can't make me mad. You following me. I got you chasing me around like a little dog.
Justice for Giovanni.
Yep, so we're going to close out.
All right.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming, watching me tell my story. I know we didn't go into great details. It's in the documentary. Go check it out. Peace. Thank you for interviewing me, Sister Shekora.
No problem.
Peace.
Peace.